The woman was dragged into the basement and shoved straight into a peachwood coffin, which was then locked shut. In this place, no matter how loudly she cried to the heavens or screamed for help, no one would answer her. Just moments earlier, the woman had attended a wedding where she herself was the bride. Before she could even process what was happening, the butler slit a maid's throat and let her blood spill out as a form of celebration. Instead of being frightened, the people around them burst into laughter at the sight. The butler poured the maid's blood into wine glasses and handed them to each guest. Only when they all opened their mouths, revealing sharp fangs, did Amy realize that these people were not human at all, but the terrifying vampires of legend. Amy pretended that she needed to use the bathroom, but the guard at the door stopped her. Having already walked into a trap, there was no way she was going to be let go so easily. The groom stated that he had been searching for Amy for years and had finally found someone with such a rare blood type. Tonight, no matter what, the wedding had to be completed. And so, Amy was dragged into the basement and locked inside a peachwood coffin. In this place, Amy could scream to the heavens and cry out to the earth, yet no one would come to her rescue. Just when Amy had completely given up hope, she suddenly heard the sound of a lock being opened outside the coffin. When it was opened, she saw that it was the female housekeeper who had come to save her. She explained that she was a close friend of Amy's grandmother and had decided to step in and help. It turned out that both Amy and her grandmother carried an extremely rare panda blood type, something the Vampire King desperately needed. If he were allowed to complete the wedding ritual with Amy, he would gain boundless power and eternal life. Amy would then be trapped in the castle forever, reduced to nothing more than a living blood supply. Since dawn had just broken and most vampires were still asleep, this was the perfect moment to escape. But no sooner had Amy left than the castle alarm began blaring. The butcher charged out with a cleaver meant for slaughtering pigs, leading a large group in pursuit. Seeing this, Amy could only run faster. When guards appeared ahead, she ducked into a small wooden shack nearby, hiding beneath a table to conceal herself for the moment. What Amy did not expect was that the shack was actually a vampire slaughterhouse. The housekeeper who had helped her earlier had already been drained of blood and casually tossed onto the table directly above her. Amy could barely hold back her tears, and the sound immediately caught the butcher's attention. He cautiously moved closer, just about to discover her. In a flash of desperation, Amy burst out and ran, then used a shovel to lock the wooden door from the outside, leaving the butcher trapped inside, raging helplessly as he pounded in fury. Amy plunged into the nearby woods and ran non-stop for 3 hours before finally spotting a small town in the distance. Dragging her exhausted body onto the streets, she found that night had already fallen and almost no lights were on. At last, around a corner, she saw an elderly woman who was still awake. After urgently begging for help, they opened the door and let Amy inside, unaware that she had just walked from one trap straight into another.